Hey, so Activision needs you to find the difference between these two pictures right here. Okay, but they look the same. I mean, what's the difference? One just says DLSS, one says 1080p. What's the difference? Oh my gosh, that's what I said. Activision is so dumb. DLSS does nothing for FPS. They hyped it up for no reason, just like dynamic resolution. Guys, I heard you talk about DLSS and how it sucks. I mean, I tested it myself. I got a lot more FPS. How about I show you how I did it? And also how I made it look good. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Chamber here. Today, we're going to be talking about DLSS in Call of Duty Modern Warfare / Warzone. Now, it was released in the Season 3 update with the new map and everything. And it's very interesting. There's a lot of different things that are going on in DLSS in every other game. A lot of people are saying it doesn't work or it's not really going to help your FPS. But I actually do think it helps your FPS, but only in different scenarios. And we're going to talk about all the issues that come with it right now. I'm going to help you with that. I'm also going to help you see visibility better without Nvidia filters because those literally just tank your FPS and it's disgusting. Let's actually take a look at the benchmarks and just some issues that we're seeing right now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to kind of explain DLSS, show you guys some examples of what it does. I'm just in a custom match right now, private match, as you can see. And so right now, here are my settings. I'm using the exact same settings I showed in my Warzone game booster, which you should definitely check out. I'll leave a link down below. So 100 render resolution in DLSS is off. DLSS is not in that config. It'll just show up as disabled. So what I did was the first thing I did was I went like this and I tested all the different ones. I'm not going to bore you guys comparing them. Just use quality if you're going to use it. Now, right now, if you can see, it doesn't look amazing. It's still definitely blurry. Like, I can actually show you like right here. So as you can see, there's detail in this. Not in this actually. I disable it and there's still some detail, you know. You can actually like see stuff. You can see it a lot better right there. You can actually kind of read the text. We go here, apply. It's definitely a little blurry. It's like I say it's like a smear of Vaseline. It's blurry. It's not 1080p definitely. The real thing I was interested in was, can you get more FPS? So right now we're getting about 330. This is just basic, and this is also in multiplayer, so definitely GPU bound. First thing I did, switch to 1440p. Same FPS. I mean, 200, 4K. I don't like anything in between. This is not really a big deal. Same FPS. And this does look clear. So I have me thinking, how is it going to be in Warzone? Well, that's what we'll discuss right now. So let's go into Warzone, and I'll show you what I did to test. One thing that's important to know, I tested all of this live on Twitch, twitch.tv/chambertech. You should follow it. You'll see all my other tests. You'll also see me play games. We tested. We had a bunch of people in there. I was showing my methods. You'll see all the results. Just if you have any questions, you're like, I don't know how to feel, just check it there. That's all I'm going to say. So what I did was I actually loaded into a plunder match and I went downtown every time. So I went to the exact same spot. I'm actually going to turn on the audio. But I went to the exact same spot every time and I went right here. So same loadout also. And I started here and I used Cat Frame X and for 30 seconds. So I ran this way. And then as I was going, I just kept going here. I sprinted using the exact same loadout. I didn't want any variants to show up. And then I just turned right as I hit the dirt and I faced right here. And I kept going until the timer runs out. I did this three times for each test I did. So let's actually look at the results right now. Just so you have a little more information, I was running my 10900K hyperthreading on, as you can see, at 5.2 gigahertz. I had 4300 megahertz CL 16, 17, 17, 32 RAM, and an RTX 2080 Ti with a Kingpin BIOS running at around 2100. Oh, actually, it was locked at 2100 megahertz all the time. There's no downclocking. And I used Cat Frame X to actually see the testing results. So we're going to open them up right now and you'll see them. So we're going to go to comparison and let me grab the totals right here. Yes. Yes. And yes. All right. So total. So this is the total of 3 runs. There's no like weird variance that happened between one. These were all 3 tests literally performed the same within 1 to 2 frames. So just so you know that, the first thing you might notice, 4K performs the best. I know. I'm very shocked to see that as well, but 4K DLSS performs the best. So as you can see, I compared with 4K DLSS quality, 1080p DLSS quality, 1080p no DLSS quality, and then 4K just normal. So why are you may asking, why does 4K DLSS perform better than 1080p DLSS? Now, downtown is very CPU limited. The whole goal of downtown with DLSS for me was to decrease the CPU bottleneck and increase my GPU usage. Increasing the render resolution of 4K does that. I believe that by taking some load off of the CPU, we did that. So I'm actually supposed to switch to 0.1s just so it's a little easier. So that's the reason I believe here. Also, DLSS is not working as intended, I believe. It's much blurrier than it should be. Even in other games, it's total like Cold War and all this stuff. I think that there's a bug. I think it'll get fixed at some point. But now let me talk about ways that you can improve your viewing quality. There's a couple things I recommend. So we're just going to go to Google Chrome, Nvidia Drivers. I mean, there's no amazing driver right now. Go to Beta and older drivers, GeForce, grab whatever card you have, search. I used 466.11 just because it's the latest driver. And I'd heard there'd been some stutters with the last one I used, 457.30. But there's a couple of like weird things. So I know definitely with 461, maybe 461.92 is I think the one that has the real issues. But 457 will be perfectly fine for this. But it's the way that I got past the blur. So you're going to want to go to your NVIDIA control panel. Just open it up. And we're going to modify image sharpness. You can do this through NVIDIA filters also, but you're going to lose about 30 to 60 FPS. We don't want that. This you'll lose like 5 to 15, which is a lot better in the FPS loss. Let's open up the NVIDIA control panel. We're going to go to manage 3D settings. All these settings are fine, just how you have them. But you're going to want to add a profile. So like I did with Modern Warfare, I already have it right here. Image sharpening. So what you can do is instead of having it off, turn it on. What you're going to want to do is you're going to disable the ignore film grain. You're going to want to turn the sharpness to whatever you'd use it in filters, basically. So some people like 50, some people like 30. I'm a big fan of like 75, but you can also crank it up to 1 and just try and see if that disables the blur. So what I would do is run 75 if you're not getting this issue I'm having. Me and other people who are also testing this with me got the same issue. So let's load up Modern Warfare and you'll see the issue pretty quickly. We're in the game right now. As you can see, it will look slightly sharper. It obviously will look sharper as sharpening. So as you can see, we got to fix these settings. Thanks. Enabled, and quality. Apply these settings. And I'll show you what's happening in this game. I believe, once again, this is a bug. This will get fixed by NVIDIA at some point, hopefully, or Infinity Ward. Just whoever is causing the issues will actually find the fix. So let's hop in the match and I'll show you. So I'm in a plunder match, and you might be able to, and you'll be able to see it very soon. Okay, you see this? You see how it's flickering blue? This is the issue that you have. So as you can see, this is caused by the driver and the sharpness filter. How do you do this? You go to 457.30 and that should fix the driver. No matter what I tried, I'm literally on a bare driver install and I'm still having these issues. So that's something to think about. But I'm actually just gonna do that because that's annoying. So think about that before you try the image sharpness. But if you want, it definitely does look crisper and it looks more like non-DLSS without turning off DLSS and losing a couple of FPS. So let's get to the conclusion. So the conclusion seems pretty simple. Use DLSS if you want. You can do it, but I definitely recommend upping your render resolution to make your GPU more heavy on the load. That's definitely going to be the best thing you can do. Also, try the visibility trick if you want to increase the sharpness also. Increasing your render resolution, it gives you a larger render distance. So there's no render distance option in the game. It's literally tied to your resolution. So let's say you want to see farther, you want to track enemies from farther away, see them before. Turn on quality DLSS and increase it. If for some reason it doesn't get as much FPS, obviously test for yourself. Just don't use it. Do whatever is going to get you the most FPS. But am I going to recommend it? Yes, it gets the chamber seal of approval. So, in conclusion, DLSS. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Hit the like down below. Check out my Warzone game booster to get the insane FPS like I'm already getting. Try it out. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.